I came out just going... Anyway, it was something like that.
Rowan Atkinson built a career on characters who barely talk. Bean says almost nothing. Blackadder mostly insults people quietly. But sit this man down on an actual talk show sofa with no character to hide behind, and it turns out that's when he's funniest.
A few years ago, I was in a Land Rover parts department near Peterborough, the kind of place you find me on most Saturdays. And we're waiting for car parts. And car parts, guys hang around a lot because, you know, to get a part, the guy has to go half a mile to the back of the warehouse. You see this guy doing that. And he came up to me after a while and he said, "Excuse me, has anyone ever told you that you're the absolute spitting image of that Mr. Bean?" And I said, "Well, actually, I am the actor who plays Mr. Bean." And he said, "I bet you wish you were."
He's explaining the plot of a Johnny English movie, and it somehow turns into a full Bond movie logic breakdown. Spies exposing spies. Nobody left to catch the person who did it. Colbert can barely keep up.
It's exactly like the beginning of the James Bond movie Skyfall. There is a computer hack of British government, and all British spies are compromised, their identities are exposed, and of course, because all the spies are exposed, there aren't any spies to go and find out who's exposed the spies. So they have to bring someone. Are you following me? This is.
Oh, I want to understand. Yes.
This is pretty.
I'm there.
This is pretty high.
Taste the popcorn.
This is pretty highfalutin stuff.
Yes. So they have to get a retired.
So they have to get a retired spy. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we thought of that idea before you did, but yes. Yes.
Rewind to 1997, promoting the first Bean movie. He's telling Leno about shooting a credit card ad where he had to look at a woman like he'd just fallen in love. The director's note wasn't landed.
It was a story in which I had to play a bungling British secret agent. And there's this beautiful woman gets out of a limo in the middle of New York, and he sees her. And this scene was when I had to look at her as if I'd just fallen in love with her. Right. And the director said, "Just imagine that you've just seen your wife for the first time." And my wife happened to be on set at the time. And she said, no, that won't work. Tell him to look at her as if she's his new Aston Martin.
Oh, well, that's...
And then it'll work.
Oh, that'll work.
And she was right. In fact, it inspired me no end. I looked at her like no woman has ever been looked at.
Really? Can you give us that look? I'm curious.
Yeah. Can I do it?
Look at the women melting. Look at that. It's just, oh. Very good. You got some huge speeding ticket in England. Is this true?
Yeah, a huge speeding ticket. You mean?
No, not physically large. Just a very high number.
Yeah, it was I was doing 114 miles an hour in a
school zone?
In an Aston Martin. In fact. No, it was on a on a highway, but it was still quite quick, and it was one of those things. I mean, as you know, if you work in television or movies, you sometimes wonder whether when you encounter a speed cop, whether he's going to recognize you, and whether that is going to ease the pain a little bit, whether he might conveniently just forget that there was any speed involved in your progress, and whether he'll pass over you because he's a fan and an admirer. And so I was hoping this might be the case, but he was a very stern and British policeman, and he made out the ticket, and he looked at me, and I thought, he's never seen me before in my life. He's never seen my face. I'm in for it here, and he made out the ticket, and he said, "If you could just sign the ticket, please. And if you could just sign that for my daughter."
One final question. You've obviously achieved enormous success over the years, but in fact, you didn't have a solo British #1 until this year, with a song called Sacrifice. Now, my big question is this. Surely you wouldn't have had to wait so long for a number one if it hadn't been for your stupid, pointless, bloody name. Bang.
What a head dick.
This is from his 1991 stand-up special, a fake Best Actor ceremony, and Atkinson plays the nominee who very much did not want to lose.
These are John Daniels in the role of Mr. Trotter and David Forbert in the role of Mr. Gannett. Now, these are four fine actors, and I'm sure they'd all agree that the point is not to win, but to play the game. And the winner is... John Daniels!
No, shit.
Unfortunately, John is unable to be with us tonight, and so I'd like to ask his co-star David Forbert to accept the award on his behalf. David.
Thank you, Vanessa. Ladies and gentlemen, what a delight it is to accept this award on behalf of my close personal acquaintance, John Daniels. So what is it that Johnny has got that makes him stand apart from other actors of his generation? Well, I think we all know the answer to that one. Syphilis. And what a great and heartwarming thing it is that he has already started passing it on to a whole new generation of younger actors.
A school headmaster called in a father for a very calm chat about discipline. It goes somewhere much darker than the setup suggests, entirely through deadpan delivery.
Well now, Mr. Perkins, it was good of you to come in. I realize that you're a busy man, but I didn't think this matter could be discussed over the electric telephone.
No, absolutely, Headmaster. I mean, if Tommy's in some sort of trouble, then I'd like to nip it in the bud.
Well, quite frankly, Tommy is in trouble. Quite frankly, Mr. Perkins, if he wasn't dead, I'd have him expelled.
Beg your pardon?
Yes, expelled. And this is, I fear, typical of his current attitude.
How did he die?
Well, is that important? I administered a beating during which he died. But you'll be glad to know that the ringleader was caught. So I don't think we'll be having any more trouble with library discipline.
That's the funny stuff. If there's one I missed, tell me in the comments. See you in the next one.